So I welcome you all to yet another class of DevOps on AWS. Okay, so yesterday, let me give you a quick recap. So yesterday, what we were doing, we created a VPC. So this is our VPC, which is our virtual private cloud, where we have 300 devices. So to increase the availability, to achieve higher availability, we divided this VPC into 4 subnets. So then we created the 4 subnets. So we had 2 public subnets and 2 private subnets. Then we created a IGW, which is Internet Gateway, which was a 2-way gateway. So ingress was also allowed and egress was also allowed through this. So it worked through Internet. So then what happened, when you use IGW, you can, like this is created for the whole VPC. So this IGW is used for only public subnet. You can go until public subnet. You cannot go after this, like after public subnet, you cannot enter private subnet. So I gave you a very good example yesterday, like at your home, if some guest is coming, so you will allow that person to come till drawing room, not to your bedroom. So this is the same thing. Any person coming from outside, you cannot allow it directly to the private subnet. So we needed something to connect to private subnet. Now, why do you need something to connect with private subnet? So in companies, like companies want to do patching and all, like updating their softwares, or there is some bugs and all they want to fix. So they want to go out. Now, here ingress is not allowed, egress is allowed. So the company can go out, they can do patching, and they can, now this NAT gateway will connect through IGW, and then this NAT gateway will connect through private subnet. So this is why we had created NAT gateway. So this is how you should design your architecture. NAT gateway 1. So we are having 2 NAT gateways. So let me just, so this is NAT gateway 1 and this is NAT gateway 2. NT2. So as I told you, you should design your architecture like this. If this architecture is clear to you, everything is clear. So we have to create 2 NAT gateways. Why? This is also the reason of higher availability. Now, if for some reason, one server is down, this NAT gateway is down, we can use the other, which is in another gene. So this is the reason why we have created 2 NAT gateways. Hope yesterday someone was asking what is the role of NAT gateway. That person has got the answer. So this is the reason why we create NAT gateway. So now let us just go quickly and create NAT gateway. So let me open my AWS management console. I hope everybody has created their account in AWS console. So let me sign in AWS management console. So you will use your username and password. Login, you'll get something like this, the console like this, where you have many services. So if you click on services, you'll get a lot of services which Amazon is providing. So now we have created a VPC. I'll just show you yesterday what we did. Okay, so I have here my previous VPC also. There is a default VPC which you get as a bonus from Amazon. So if you want, you can use that also. Otherwise, you can create your VPC as many as you like. So we have created this LWPLabs VPC yesterday. So here, you see, we have a CIDR here. So if you go on CIDR, you can see all the details when you scroll down. So you can copy the CIDR from here and you can go to your diagram and you can just paste it here. So you can go to your diagram and you can just paste it here. So this is a cider. Now, what is cider actually? So cider is also called, the full form of cider is classless interdomain routing. This is what cider means. Now, after we have created this cider, so how did we create the cider? We have a document, which is this network document. So we just went there and we calculated the cider here. So we have to calculate this prefix. So we calculated it. We had 300 IPs. We calculated it for, I suppose we calculated it for 600 IPs. Yes, it was 600 IPs. Whatever. So this is the network document which you will be getting so that you can calculate your cider as well as your subnet value. So another thing, after you have created this, you will go to subnets, and then you have something as create subnet. You'll be creating the subnets. So you'll be getting the values. Like if you go to create subnet, so you will give the VPC, whatever VPC you are using, and then comes the subnet. So you have to get these values. Like we are having 4 subnets, so you have to add new subnets. Till you have added 4 subnets. So I told you there is something as IP calculator. You have to go to the browser and just type IP calculator. Or you can just give the address, the cider value, and also you can give the net mask, and you're moving to which subnet. So you'll get the 4 values here. So this is how I got the value of subnets. And now you can create the subnet. So yesterday we created this 4 subnets, which was this. These were our 4 subnets. Then I told you there is something here, there is something as route table. So we have to, like, just by giving the name public subnet and private subnet, it does not become public and private. So there should be some routing. Like this, we create a route table. Now we have 2 types of route tables, one public route table and private route table. This public route table will see these 2 public subnets, and this private route table will see these 2 private subnets. So this is like a watchman. Just thing, these 2 are like watchmen. So we created this route table by clicking on route table. So as I told you, this public route table, we get it as a bonus. So this is created by when we create PPC. So this is created automatically, this public RT. So we created this private route table. Then we created this internet gateway. So I told you what is internet gateway. So we created this internet gateway. So this was our internet gateway, and we attached it to the public subnet. Why? Because internet gateway, I told you, can go till public subnets. So we just attached it to, like, before, when you make this internet gateway, the status, it shows it detached. But after you attach this to your public subnet, see, it shows attached. So till this we have completed. Now we'll just go and create the NAT gateways. Again, on the left side, there is an option which is NAT gateways. So now, before creating this, I want to give you a very important information about it. Like, some services here are chargeable. Like, not every services are free. So you should take care of that. Like, when you're creating a NAT gateway, it is just for learning purpose. Like, for lab purpose, you don't need a NAT gateway. When you're working in a company, you'll be needing this NAT gateway. So I'm showing you this NAT to create this NAT gateway. After you create this, just delete this. Don't keep, because it will charge 17 rupees per hour. So you can imagine, if you just create and leave it, how much you will be charged. So I'm repeating it again. When you create it, just delete after your work is done. So we will just go and create NAT gateways. Now, yesterday I told you, even now I repeat it, where should the NAT gateway be created? Can anybody answer me this? Yes, can I expect an answer now? Where should this NAT gateway be created? See the diagram properly. Okay. So should I assume no one is understanding things here? Okay, a NAT gateway is created in the public subnet. So we will give a name to the NAT gateway. After that, we will just select a subnet. So we will select a public subnet because we are creating this in the public subnet. Okay. So connectivity type should be public. Now, elastic IP. We are creating one elastic IP because we are creating this and it is costing you. So this is also chargeable. So it is not a free resource. So you have to delete it after you create. Right. So we'll just go to allocate elastic IP. So see, one elastic IP has been given to you. So this is a very unique elastic IP. What you have, nobody will have. So this is the elastic IP you have, and this is chargeable. I'm repeating it again. Now I have created this. Now, if you want, you can add the tags and all. So these are the, I told you, information you want to add. So these are tags. Now I just go and create a NAT gateway. Now just click on NAT gateway. So see, it will take some time to start. It's in the pending state. So we'll wait for it to start. Now, if I go to route table, so see, if I click on public route table and go to action and go to edit routes. So see, we have attached this public route table to this internet gateway because it is a public, anybody can use, like it is used through the internet. So we attach this to this internet gateway. Now, this private route table should be attached where? To the NAT gateway, what we have created. So we will go to edit routes. We will add a route. So we will add internet and we will just select your NAT gateway. So it's giving no results found because our NAT gateway has not started till now yet. So we'll just go back again and check our route table, this NAT. So now it's available, you can see. So see, it's available now. So we'll go back to route table. We'll go to private route table and we'll do edit routes, add a route. We'll select internet and then NAT gateway. So it's not showing. Okay. Let me check why is it showing, because our status is showing here. The status is showing available. So it has started, right? So it has started. So it should show the details and all are given you. The IP address and everything, the connectivity type is public. Let's try again. We'll go to that table. And we have selected this. Hope we have selected the right one because I have other private right. Okay. So this is the right one. Edit routes, add route. NAT gateway. So it should show here NAT gateway. So I'm not understanding why it's not giving because it should give. Because a private is route is attached to the two subnets. So let's go and check if the subnets are properly attached to it or not. So I'll just select this PV1 and PV2. Go to edit subnet association. So this PV1 and PV2 is attached to the route tables. Okay, so this is correct. And the route table is also showing. I go to NAT gateway. Let us refresh it. Now let us go to route table. And select this, go to edit routes, add a route to the internet. Just give me a second. So I'm not understanding the reason why it's not giving. Maybe there is some network error because let me show you this, my previous one, this private RT. If I go to action and edit routes, so I have deleted the NAT gateway here. So if I search, so see, I have a NAT gateway. Okay. So see, it's showing here. Can you see? So we will attach this. Again, it's saying no results. Now it was showing and now it's saying no results. So we'll just select this and we'll save changes. So we have what we have done. We have attached this to private route. Now, as I told you, NAT gateway is a one-way flyover. Now, if the server needs to apply patch, we will say to this private route that, okay, server request, I need to apply patch. Now, what do you send the request to NAT gateway, and this will allow outside. So you are declaring that route, that path. So you are declaring this path, right? So our VPC setup is done. Now let's do one more thing. Then we will learn how to create a server so that customers can open it. So this is the migration project, right? So let me open the project and show you again. So we are doing this project, which is migration of a web application from on-premise to public cloud AWS. So we have successfully created a VPC and we have done all the setup there. Now we're going to create a server. So before we create a server, we'll do some more settings. So this yellow part we have completed. So now what we'll do, let me open another diagram which we created last time. So I will break this line and there is something as DNS. So this will connect, this line will now connect to this through what? This DNS switch. So we have something as DNS switch here, which is also called the cutover. So this is the DNS switch. Now this line will go away and this will connect to this. So we have done this. Now we will do some settings as I told you. So we will go to public subnet 1. We'll click on subnet and we will click on public subnet 1 and go to edit. So you will go to edit subnet settings and you will do this enable. So you will change this from disable to enable. So do the same thing. Save. Now do the same thing for public subnet 2. So we will select the public subnet 2 also. We will go to edit and here we will enable auto assign public IP4 address. So this will help to assign the public IP4 address. So without this, we cannot log into the server. So we have to enable this. Just save the settings. So you can go to PB1 once again, and you can enable that DNS also. And save this. So we have done this setting, we have changed the setting. Now you will go to VPC. There is one more setting you have to do. You will select the VPC, you will go to actions, and there is something as edit DNS name. So we will just click on that. We'll go to edit VPC settings. And here we have something as edit DNS name. So we will just enable it. So this is enabled as you can see. Now you can save this and come out. So see, our VPC settings is done. Now we will create the server. I hope there is no doubt till here. Anybody having doubt till here? Okay, now we can go to services. We will just click on ec2. So this is the dashboard you will get when you click on ec2. this is the dashboard you will get. So you will get the computing dashboard. This is called the computing dashboard, where you will get the computing power. Now we have created, let me just draw a node diagram and show you. So what we have done, we have created a cloud here. So this is a cloud we have created. Now in this, we are going to create some servers. So this VPC is, for example, for Flipkart.com. So maybe this server is for abc.com. This is for xyz.com. And maybe this is for LWPLabs.com. So we will create a lot of servers inside this VPC. So this is our VPC. Now we will create the compute power. Once you make, you will get on top and then you can click here. So you can just start it as I told you. You can start the service and you will get it on the top. You can just go and click this. When you click on this, you will get this console. Now, when you click on instance, so see, when you scroll down, there is an orange button which says launch instance. So you can click on this and you can launch an instance. There are some details. You can see on the right side, you can see the service health. So it's saying the service is operating normally. So if this is given in green, you can continue. If there is some problem, it will show in red. So they are also showing you how many zones they are giving you. So there are so many zones in North Virginia, 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. So there are 6 zones here. So you will just click on launch instance. So when you click on launch instance, you get this type of screen, right? So here you have to give some details here. So see, I told you when you create a computer, when you create a server, there is something as here, you can say there is operating system, the CPU, the memory, a lot more things. So here what we are having in this server we are having, so we name it as LWPLabs. You can see it's saying application or the operating system. So we have to select the operating system. Then when you scroll down, so it's saying instance type. So it's showing how many CPUs you have, how many memory you have. So every detail you can see and you have to select here. So here we will select which type of operating system we are going to work in the Red Hat. So we are going to select this Red Hat. After you have selected this, you will scroll down and you will do some network settings here. So you will edit this and here you have to select the VPC, your VPC. So this is my VPC I have selected. Now subnet information. So you have to select a public subnet because you cannot connect with private IP. So you have to select a public subnet. So I have selected here auto assign public IP is enabled. So this setting we have made, if you remember. So these settings you have to do. After doing this, there is something as firewall. So what is firewall? Now, this VPC you have to protect. So there should be some security. So what we'll do, we will just create a security group. So we'll just click on this, create security group, and you have to name the security group. So I will name it as LWPLabs SG. So this is the name of the security group. Now, if you move down, there is something as SSH. So if you see, our Putty connects at SSH. When you connect to the server, so this SSH is given here automatically. So you don't have to change this. This you will know as we continue. So the port range is 22. And the source type is anywhere. Now we will add one more security group here. Here we will add custom TCP, and here we will select HTTP. The port is 80. See, when you select HTTP, the port is automatically selected. Right? Are you understanding things? So let me explain you with an example here. Suppose there are many gates, like there are in the society, there are many gates. So you will see which gate has to be open. Not all gates will be open. So this is what the security group is. So what we are doing here, we are not opening all the gates. We are selecting some particular gates to be open. So we have SSH, which is by default you are given so that you can connect to Putty and open the server. And then we have selected HTTP, which opens at port number 80. Here, the source type will be internet. So it will connect to internet and open. And you can also give the description here. So these two security groups we have added, and we will keep on adding security groups as we move forward. When we do our projects, we'll be needing many security groups to be added. So we will learn, when we proceed with the projects, we'll learn how to open the security groups. So now, basically, we need these two types of security groups. So we have added these two security groups. Now there is something as, if you scroll up, there is something as key pair. So when you try to launch instance, it will not launch. It's asking for the key pair name. So you have to create a new key pair. Now, you are trying to connect to server. If you want to connect through Putty, you need password and username because this is a very critical server. So you need authentication because many personal things are there. Like you have given your data are very important there. So you have to have your authentication, proper authentication. So by default user, the name is ec2 user. So as a DevOps engineer, you also need to connect to Putty. For that, you need a key pair name, something in between which will connect us to Putty. So I will ask for the permission to access. And when you will give the access, then only I can connect to your machine. So in this way, if you want to connect the server, we'll be needing some password and username. So we will just click on create a new key pair. And you can name the key pair as so we will name it as LWPLabs key. So let it be RSA. It is a private key format, which is PEM. So we will create a key pair. You see, we have created a key pair name. Now you can go and launch an instance. So see, our instance has been launched here. Now we will go to our instance, just click on this instance. So this was our instance. See, this is in pending state. It will take some time to start. Now, if you refresh this button, keep on refreshing until it shows 2x2 check here. which means your server has started. So it goes through a long process, like it's checking everything is fine or not. That is why it is showing in, now see it's showing running. So it's initializing. So it will take some time to initialize. So if you click on this, now when you click on this, when you scroll down, there are some details here. You get public IP and private IP. So this public IP is always changing. When you start and stop your server, so when you go on instance state, there is something as stop instance. So whenever your work is over, just stop instance. Do not keep this running because it will charge you. So just stop this instance. So you will get a public IP through which we will connect to Putty, and this private IP port address, which you remember is the IP address we had given here to calculate the CIDR. Okay. So this has changed. I have not saved. So I can go to the VPC and show you. From the VPC. So see, this is the same site, same IP address which you are having here in the instance. Can you see that? So this is the same private IP address. So this doesn't change. Public IP port address always changes when you start and stop the server. So here IP address is private IP is must, public IP is optional. In your company, it won't be there. No instances in company will have public IP. Now you must be feeling strange. Why we are studying like this? Because we do not have those VPN network. Now what is VPN? It's a virtual private network, which describes the opportunity to establish a protected network connection when using public network. And all that is why we are trying to get public IP to do the lab. So just for lab purpose, we are using this public IP. Otherwise, when you're working in a company, you'll be using this private IP. Now, once your server is up, that is running, you have to log into this server as a DevOps engineer. And for that, you need to download some software, which is called Puttygen. So you will go to Google browser, and here you will type Putty free download. And when you click on this, so here you can see the options download Putty. So you will click on the first option, which is this. By clicking on this, you can just download Puttygen. So I have in my laptop, so I'm not downloading it. So I'll just go to Puttygen. After you have downloaded Puttygen, you will be downloading Putty. There is something as Putty. So you will be downloading Putty as well. So these are the two softwares we downloaded because as a DevOps engineer, you're going to connect with the outside world using Putty. So let's just click on Puttygen. So this is used for once only. You're not going to use it in your whole class. Why? Because this is just used to generate a private key. So we will just load the key which we have created there, the new key pair. So I'll go to the downloads. Search for the key which we have created. Not saved here. Let's go to documents, desktop. Maybe it is just You search for your key, LWPLabs. Downloads. See, this is the key which I was looking for. Now you'll open this key. So it's getting loaded. Taking some time. See, it's taking some time here. So it's not responding. We'll just cancel it and try again. We'll open Puttygen again. Today there is some network error. That's why it's showing. So it's very slow today. Then we are going to load the key. We are going to search for the key which we created, LWPLabs. So this is our key which now we open this. So see, we have loaded this key. Now what you do, you will not click on anything here, just you will click on save private key. So are you sure you want to save this key without a passphrase to protect it? Yes. So we have our private key here also. So this has been saved. So you can just name it as LWPLabs key. So I'll save this as LWPLabs. Okay. Now this has been saved. Saved in the downloads. Now you will open this Putty. Now we will connect to server. How will you connect to this Putty? So here you see there is something as port 22. You remember when we created the security, when you go to security here, now you scroll down. Click on the security group. So here you see there is two security group which we opened. This was automatically given there by default. So this is SSH 22, port number 22. So here when I open Putty, you can see the port is 22. Now if you want to connect through Telnet, so if you select Telnet, the port will be 23. So we will select SSH here, which is port number 22. Right? So let me show you another way to connect. So what you'll do, you will go to instance. This is the way we are going to connect throughout the class. There is another way to connect. You will go to connect button. You will select your VPC. You will go to SSH client. You will get something as SSH this one. So you will copy this. You will go to command prompt. So if you want to connect to command prompt, you will go and open the command prompt. And here you will go to CD downloads because we have a file there. And you will paste that SSH1 link. Now, when you paste this, IP, you are directly into this user, ec2 user. Can you see that? The IP, you're getting the IP, this IP, the private IP. Let me go to the instance. You see, this is the same IP you're getting there. So you can also work from here, the command prompt. But I don't feel comfortable working in command prompt, so we'll connect through Putty. So this is one way of connecting, and this is the other way of connecting through Putty. Now, what you'll do, you will go to this console, you will copy this public IP, and you will paste it here, and you will give a name, maybe LWPLabs, and you will save it. Now, you will go to the settings. Now, we are going to do some settings here. So this is a one-time settings you're going to do. After which, you don't have to do anything. You will just click on the session and you can work. Okay. Now, you will go to the left side menu. You will click on window. So here we have to increase this some zeros here. This is the buffer size. So the reason for increasing the lines of scroll back is to have a larger buffer of terminal output available for review. This can be useful in situation where you need to refer back to previous commands, output or logs. So we have done this. Now we will go to connection. Here, there is something as seconds between keep alive. So here we will give 10. So if I give 0, now 10 means this Putty will send the traffic to the server in every 10 seconds. Now it will say, okay, I'm alive, don't kick me out. So it will have, so we will give 10 here. Now we'll go to data, and here I will give ec2 user. So this is a username you have to give, because let me open and show you. If you go to connect, so see, this is the username you have. So this is the same username you have to give there. So this ec2 user you have to give. Now, after this, you will go to SSH, and there you have to give the authentication, the key. So you will just go and click on auth and the credentials. Here you have private key file for authentication. So you will browse this, and you will select your key, which was LWPLabs. So I will select this key. So see, I have got the key. Now you'll go back to sessions. You can also change the appearance from here. Now, if you want to change the font size, you can change. So again, you will go back to session. You will not do anything. You will just save it, and you will cancel this. So we have done this one type setting. Now, if you want to open this, you will again open this Putty, and you will go to your instance, back to your instance. And you will copy the public IP port address. And this was the LWPLabs which I made. So you will just click on this, and you will load this, and you will paste the public IP address, and you will go and open this. So see, you are able to open your Putty. So this is an ec2 user. Now you will just switch to root. You will work from root. So see, when you give this command, so like this, you'll be learning some Linux command also. So when you give this command, which is switch to root, so we have switched to root. Will not be working through this user, we'll be working through root. So hope you have understand what I wanted to explain you. Anyone having doubts till now? Is anyone having any doubt? Okay. So since nobody is having doubt, so we'll just bind up this class and we meet tomorrow for another class.